Hey y'all, this is Ade with Abundant Joy Tarot, and I'm going to bring you a reading today that's really talking about what is going to be blossoming in your world next. So, what we'll do is we'll take a look at an overview of the situation. We'll look at what you might not be seeing or kind of what's happening around the situation. Then we'll talk about what action you need to take, and throughout it, and also at the end, looking at some quick guidance around the support that you have from the divine, from the universe, from yourself to be able to navigate the situation in a way that brings you the highest blessing. So I'm also trying something new today, so I don't know if the video is going to work or not, but we're just going to do this reading and we're going to see what happens, okay? So here we go. All right, so there's 3 choices in terms of the piles. And so we'll take a look at each of the piles to see what can draw you in, and then you'll be able to go to the timestamps below and choose your pile. All right, so the first one, I pulled the Hope, okay? So the Hope Stone. And I'll do this card here to reveal this pile's kind of beginning overview. And you have the Metal Snake, Embrace the Great Transformation. Look at that beautiful transformation. A lot of blossoming and blooming there, okay? So if you feel drawn into this card, this is going to be for pile number 1. For pile number 2, you've got Peace. Okay. So, and Peace you have, card 17, the Metal Dragon, Waking the Warrior Within. Waking the Warrior Within. So if that calls to you, your pile is going to be pile number 2. And finally, for pile number 3, we've got Dream. And your card is going to be, Water Dragon, number 29, Manifesting Your Dreams. So it ties in with that dream stone. So these are going to be the piles. I would suggest to you to just take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to drop into your inner guidance and wisdom and see which pile calls to you. If more than one pile calls to you, then check them out. There may be a message in there for you. Remember that these are general readings, so only take with you what resonates with you. Usually, if a reading is resonating with you, you can sort of feel it in your body and in your spirit that is in alignment with the messages that you're working with as you're working with your guides and the divine. So excited to do this reading for you. It's been some time since I've been able to post on the channel. So welcome. If you're new, if you're coming back, thank you for coming back to the channel. Please, anything that resonates with you, drop a comment. Even if you don't know what to say, you can drop an emoji. I'll tell you which emoji for each of the piles to let me know like which pile you've actually chosen, if it's resonating with you. And hit that subscribe button for me, like the video. All of that helps me to feel inspired to keep coming back and doing more readings, and also allows me to be able to reach more people with the algorithm. So that's that. All right, y'all. I will talk to you soon. See you in your reading. Okay, pile 1. So let's get started. So you chose the card of the Metal Snake, Embrace the Great Transformation. This is letting me know that you all are, when it talks about the snake, it's really talking about shedding that skin, right? Something in you is being moved away so that something more of you can come into fruition. And the other thing about this particular card, about embracing the great transformation, is about you really embracing the jewel, the beauty of who you are. thinking of yourself, the card kind of speaks about this idea of you being a creator, an artist of some kind, right? And that doesn't necessarily have to be like artist in the traditional word, but just a creator, an artisan, right? And that the artisan, when they're creating something beautiful, something divine, they're pouring a lot of love and care and time and energy into it. And this card is asking you to do that with yourself, okay? So this is about you pouring into your own transformation. And so let's look at what that may look like for you, okay, right now. So you've got this beautiful card, and then I pulled a tea leaf, and you've got dog barking, advice from a friend. So we'll put this over here. This may be just a reminder to you that as you're in the process of breaking open, if you will, or shedding your skin, that there are going to be some allies around you that can support you in the process. It's interesting because I just got a hit that for some of you, it may be that a particular friend or a group of friends or whatever have been trying to give you a piece of advice, and it feels a little bit harsh or kind of like draining on you in some way, like a dog barking, right? Constantly barking, sharing this information. But the guidance here is simply to allow yourself to hear the guidance in a different way. You need to follow your own inner guidance, but also don't ignore the guidance, support from the loved ones, the people that really do have your best interest at heart, and you'll know who those people are in your spirit, okay? So let's look at an overview of the situation. So I pulled a couple of tarot cards to just look at an overview of the actual situation of what may be blossoming for you next in your life. And you've got the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, interesting. So it seems like, okay, so it talks about hope. So there's a lot of guidance already in this so far, because the Hierophant also talks about a teacher, a guide, someone that can help you move to a greater place of enlightenment. Okay, now that can come from within or from without, but oftentimes the Hierophant speaks about an external teacher in which you stumble upon. This can be as simple as a friend who is wiser than you in some area of your life and can help guide you, to a full-on, elder, wise teacher, guide in which you're working more formally with or informally with, okay? So, but the guidance here, the overview of the situation here is that there is a guide that is coming forth for you that is going to help you to move out of a situation in which you've been carrying a burden for a long time, okay? So it could be something, with this overview, it could really be in any area of your life. It could be in work, it could be in health, it could be in home, family, okay, whatever it may be. But where it is that you feel like you're kind of carrying, you've been holding something for a long time, and you may even feel like you've been holding it on your own. Okay, so what the situation is that there is going to be additional guidance that is coming in for you. Now, it's interesting here that we've got the Four of Swords in the middle here. So this guidance to me is really talking about you going within, because the Four of Swords also speaks about a time of rest and relaxation, or relaxation in the sense of like recovery, almost like taking some time to go within, listen to yourself, put your swords down, and just be able to connect to what is going on internally. So in order for you to be able to receive the guidance and wisdom that may be coming from the divine or above or within, okay, there's a need for you to be able to be still enough to hear it. Okay, be still enough to hear it. So even though you're struggling with a heavy load, you've been carrying the burden, there is guidance here for you to be still. Hang on to your hope, as we've got in this card. Listen to the guidance of friends or mentors, guides that are around you, and allow them to help you to move through this new opening, this new blossoming of who you are. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing as sort of the overview. Now I pulled a card around like shadow. What do you need to be mindful of within yourself and within your own actions? And you've got irritation. Okay. So there comes a time when standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. Okay. So there's a couple of things here. One is, the first thing I heard is be mindful of your own irritation. And when I say be mindful, I mean pay attention. Pay attention to what is causing irritation for you. And don't necessarily run from it, but actually lean into it to get clear about, why is this an irritation? Is it a situation? Is it a person? Is it a way in which you're being in your own life? Pay attention to what that is and allow that to begin to be shedded along with the skin that you're shedding as you're stepping into your beautiful transformation. Okay. So watch that irritation. Irritation, when I pull a shadow card like that, it's like it becomes kind of a key or a clue to you. Notice your irritation and when that arises for you. And then with abundance, again, we've got this invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God. Pursue me. Okay? Look at that. Look at these here, these prayer hands. You've got all of these beautiful butterflies blossoming over here, and even the cascade of kind of butterfly wings on the side here. And this reading is all about your transformation. And so the guidance that I'm really getting here for you all, Pile One, is for you to seek help. Seek guidance from trusted mentors, guardians, whether it be spirit guides, your own connection with God and the divine, or an actual earthly, material teacher, guide that you feel drawn to. Always pay attention to what resonates with you. All right. Now, we're going to start to look at what actions do you need to take as you are moving through this transformation, as you're stepping into this place of shedding whatever is no longer serving you and stepping into what is going to be holding you. What actions do you need to take? I always like to look at practically, what do we need to do? Okay. So I pulled an oracle card for you, and you've got sad embrace. Wow. So what I'm really getting for you all, Pile One, along with this Four of Swords here, this sad embrace card is talking about you taking time to grieve and to heal. So if something has happened to you recently, or if you've had a loss of some kind, or you're just feeling a sense of deep sadness or unfulfillment, if you will, in your life, there's a need for you to acknowledge that feeling. Acknowledge the feeling and allow yourself to be embraced by the divinity and the guides, the angels, the spirits that are around you, as well as your community. Okay? Because this is really, in terms of inviting help, there is help available to you, Pile One. So if you're feeling lost, overly irritated, overly sad, this reading is guiding you to seek out trusted mentors, to seek out spiritual advisors to support you as you move through grief, as you move through loss, as you release, as you shed sadness and things that you may have been holding on to. Okay? So that is the first thing. In terms of action, I'm really getting, take the time to fully embrace yourself and heal yourself. Okay? And take the time to reach out for teachers to guide you and support you on this journey. Okay? The other actions, I've pulled 3 tarot to look at what actions you need to take. And you've got letting go. So here we are with this shedding again. The Death card is all about letting go, releasing, laying your burden down. This is the universe coming in and saying we're taking whatever this is that is no longer serving you has to be put down. So the action that you need to do is to allow yourself to freely let go of that which is no longer serving, okay? You've got the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, I love that for you. And let's see what the third one is. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, beautiful. So in terms of action, you know, the first step for you all, Pile 1, is to acknowledge whatever may be holding you back, whatever sadness you may be holding, whatever loss you may be dealing with. Hold yourself in that grief and begin to heal from it. But what's most important in that is to let it go. Lay it down. The burden is no longer yours to carry, okay? You're moving out of the space of the Nine of Wands that is about carrying burdens that you've been holding on for too long. It's time to let those go, okay? Because the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card. It really talks about self-fulfillment. It talks about the hard work that you have put in, seeds that you may have planted some time ago that you didn't even think were ever going to become manifest. You begin to see them become manifest. You begin to see yourself step into the fullness and the authenticity of who you are, okay? The beauty of who you are. The Nine of Pentacles is about not just sort of external fulfillment, but that internal knowing that you are on the right path, that you are being blessed in the path that you need to go on. And then the other card that you have here is this beautiful Wheel of Fortune, which is telling us that the fortunes are moving in your direction, that there will be movement that is going to shift you into a new place of being. And that is destined, if you will, when it comes to shedding skin. When the snake sheds its skins, it leaves that old skin and slithers away to something. It is brand new, okay? Brand new skin, brand new environment, brand new ways of feeling things, the way that we come in, brand new ways of holding things, okay? And so there is an opportunity for you all with this new blooming, this new opening for you. You are going to begin to see some things manifest in your life that have been planted, that you have worked on for some time, and you're going to have an inner sense of fulfillment, of joy, of peace, of hope. And the key guidance here is for you to A, hold on to hope, believe that your transformation is here, okay? Not coming, but is here. You're in the process of it. Embrace letting go. Embrace the advice, guidance of mentors, wise teachers that may be around you, and embrace time and space for you to be able to fully grieve, okay? Fully grieve whatever it is that you are holding and let it go. Let it go. So that that which needs to emerge can come fully into being, beautifully, letting you feel your full emergence of self, okay? Trust and know that the universe is turning the tides in your direction. So this is a beautiful reading about just paying attention to what may be causing you irritation, inviting help, inviting the divine to come in, inviting wise teachers, guides that you come across that resonate with your spirit and soul to come in and help guide you on your journey of transformation. It's time to let go of sadness, to let go of grief, to let go of things that have been harming you or hurting you, or burdens that you have been carrying on your own. Lay those down and allow the divine in, and allow the wise teachers to guide you, because your transformation, Pile 1, is here, okay? So your final guidance is reflection. Yeah, there's a lot of sort of inner work for you all, Pile 1. I'm getting this sort of sense of like calm and peace, taking time, if you don't already, to meditate. Be still and listen, breathe, tap in. Try to do that as often as you can, daily, if possible. But this is saying you're being asked to reflect on your recent choices. What lessons have they taught you? Reflection is the mirror to your soul's growth. Use it to deepen your understanding and intuition. Okay. And I love how
there is a reflection here of both moving forward and the back, right? So there's an opportunity for you to look at, not to dwell in, not to wallow in past decisions or choices that may have worked for you or may have not worked for you, but just to simply note them and pay attention to what lessons you need to learn from them, so that as you are reflecting your future, you're reflecting a future that is of the new you, of the you that has shed its skin, has let go of the sadness, has let go of the burden, and is stepping more fully into the full fulfillment of who you are. Okay? Beautiful. Okay? Reflection. Take time to reflect. Beautiful, pile one. And then your final guidance here. Wow. You've got soulmates. I love this. This reading has really spoken to guides, support coming in for you in multiple ways. So I feel like the key guidance for you to be aware of something that is going to be blossoming for you in the near future that you may or may not be aware of is that you are going through a transformation, and you are doing it in a way where you are not alone. Okay? You are not alone. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience. So be mindful of that. It means it's got to be a give and take, a flow. Fire and flow, as they say. It is always reciprocal, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you cannot possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So for you, it's about looking at strategic alliances, looking to the people that you are drawn to, right? That are coming into your life in some way that you have a strong reaction to. People, places, or things. Follow your gut. Follow your wisdom and whispers from the divine, and allow those connections to help you fully shed whatever skin you're still holding on to, so that you can step into the fulfillment of your destiny and transformation. Pile one, this is the message that I have for you today. It is beautiful. So the key thing is invite help in. Invite others into who you are. Okay, allow them to help you in this process of transformation, because your transformation, love, is here. All right, I'll see you next time. Okay, I'm moving on now to pile number 2. Okay, pile 2. So this is your reading. And just as a reminder, we are going to be looking at what is going to be blossoming for you. Maybe unexpected, but what is kind of the new thing that is going to be uncovering and blossoming for you. And then we will look at what action do you need to take to sort of bring about the best outcome. And just overall, throughout the reading, just general guidance in terms of like the support that's around you and how you need to move forward, how you need to be to engage with the emerging gift, blossoming hope that is arising. Now, you were drawn in by the peace stone, okay? And this, when I first pulled this peace stone, what stood out to me was this sense, what I felt when I turned it over was a sense of inner peace, right? And it's interesting because the dynamic, what I felt was you may not be feeling a lot of external peace in your world right now. It might feel a little bit chaotic for you all in pile 2. And that this stone is really calling for, you are the center of your peace, is what I'm seeing. Like, so I'm seeing like chaos sort of around you, but you are like in the center of the water. You are the center of the peace. So the more peace that you can cultivate within yourself, the more you will see reflected in your outer world. All right. So that's the first thing. The other thing is you were drawn in here by this metal dragon card. And now this metal dragon card, waking the warrior within, is very, very powerful. This card, you know, dragons are very, very powerful, but they're also very intentional, okay, in the way that they move. They don't just like burn things down at the whip of, you know, they're intentional about when they use that extreme power that they have. And this is saying that you are that energy, that there is power within you that you are not even fully aware of, because it is awakening. Okay. So your inner power is awakening within you. This card says that you are more powerful than you realize. Okay. And now that the warrior is awakened, it's time for you to take on a bigger leadership role in your circle. So whether that be at work, at home, family, friends, your community, your arts community, whatever it may be, it's time for you to step into your full power. You have the gifts to build and strengthen a community. No matter how big or small your community is, the key to enlarging your influence is to bring benevolence, kindness, and wisdom into your power. Work in the spirit of collaboration to turn your friends into family and your competitors into allies. Okay, so you have a real opportunity here, Pile 2, to embrace your inner strength and to use that inner strength to build the community around you. All right, so that's the first piece. So what's emerging for you, you know, it's interesting because Pile 1 was different, you know, and this one is about embracing your fire, you're being the leader within, okay? You leading things to move forward. But let's see more what we have here. So I did pull a tea leaf just to get an overview, and you've got opportunity or windfall, carrot. So something good is coming in, y'all. Something good is coming in. So we'll see how this kind of gets played out. Carrot. Okay. And then I pulled some tarot cards to just get an overview of the situation that we'll be looking at. Beautiful. Look at that. This is a really strong reading here. Okay, so you've got the 4 of coins, the 6 of wands, and the 10 of coins. So you have been, this is also, okay, so coins or pentacles, if you will, are really talking about your material world, what's actually happening, your foundation, right? Like, what is your day-to-day world? And the 4 of coins talks about 2 things. One, it talks about building a foundation, but it can also kind of give an idea around like being mindful of hoarding, particularly if you look at how she's kind of holding herself, she's sort of holding on to what she has. So there's some real guidance here for you, Pile 2, around trusting yourself, I guess is how I would say it. And also trusting that there is more, that you don't have to hold on to the pennies, right? Because you're building a foundation that is going to be bringing you more. Okay. There is a need for you to have a sense and energy, if you will, of benevolence, generosity, your own power and strength, so that you cultivate more of that energy for you. So you've been doing the work of laying the foundation of what's coming next for you. Okay. You've been doing that work, and that's beautiful, because what you're going to see is you're going to see that begin to pay off. You need to come out of whatever shadow you may think you've been in and step into the spotlight, because you are going to be highlighted. With the 6 of wands, not only is it a celebration, not only is it success of you being successful in whatever it is that is emerging for you, but it is recognition. It's that other people see you, know you, acknowledge you, clap and celebrate you. Okay. So there is what's coming up for you. What the situation is, you're going to find yourself a little bit more in the spotlight. Now, for some of you, that's a good thing. For some of you, you're not feeling so great about that. Okay. But what I want to tell you is that it is your, this is interesting because what I keep hearing, and it feels a little harsh, but I'll just say what I'm hearing. And what I'm hearing is like, how dare you keep your shine from your community? How dare you keep your shine from the world? It is time for you to let yourself really shine, really step into your abilities and gifts as a leader within your community. Okay, because you are needed and you will be celebrated in it. Okay, because not only do you have the 6 of Wands here, but then you've got the 10 of Coins, and the 10 of Coins is the happily ever after for the tarot. It talks about community. It talks about abundance, material abundance, so much overflowing that you are able to support yourself and your family and your community, to be able to prosper and grow and be connected and united and joyful. I mean, look at this beautiful card. You know, it's all about like sort of family, legacy. Okay. It's all about this sort of sense of abundance, overflowing abundance. So for you all, what you're stepping into is, one, stepping into your inner peace, allowing yourself to step fully into your fire and flow, as the dragon leader that you are. Okay. And allow yourself to be recognized and celebrated for the successes that are going to be unraveling for you in the very near future. So this is beautiful in terms of what we're seeing. Now we're going to take a look at what might be a shadow. What is something that you need to be mindful of as these things are unfolding? Okay. And you've got, let's see, deception. Okay. So deception can have long-term effects on a person's soul. However, we need to be more careful about those we place our trust in. Not everyone deserves this respect. So there's 2 things that are coming up for me around the deception card. The first thing is, this is part of the reason why you have a sense of holding on to things. You're also still healing from a deception that you may have experienced in the past. And a deception can be very large or can be very small. So it can be just a slight, someone not being totally honest with you, or down to the point of someone like really causing a rift in your stability, right? In your foundation. And that's what this deception feels like it's about, where you either had, it could be a job, a community, a situation that left you scarred by actions that they did or did not take, that left you hurting, in some way, or also kind of left you without, right? Like in lack, right? Struggling in some way. And as you move into, as old things are passed away and you move into a new place of success, a new place of abundance, of acknowledgement, of recognition, the old fear of that deception can keep you from fully realizing who you are today. So the guidance here is just to keep eyes open. Absolutely. Be mindful of who and what you put your trust in, okay? But also know that you are meant to be a dragon leader, right? You are meant to let your fire and flow be known. You are meant to be recognized and successful. This is a part of your destiny. So allow that to take place. 2 things can be true at one time. There can be people in your midst that don't have your best interest at heart. And there can be people in your midst that are cheering you on and are taking care of you. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of who those are. As they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? So it's really important for you to be mindful of what's happening, but trust and know that you are stepping into your own power, and what is yours cannot be taken from you, okay? It cannot be taken from you. And this is beautiful, what is emerging for you. The abundance piece Outrageous openness. Wow. This is really telling me about like sort of radically facing deception. Okay. And the way that we radically face deception is in the face of deception, in the face of cruelty, we show overwhelming kindness. We show overwhelming compassion. We've seen it in spiritual leaders again and again. Jesus himself standing up to the critics, to the people mocking, to the people trying to tear him down with not vengeance, not violence, not kind of like pushing back with more evil, right? But to open your heart and have a sense of openness, because knowing that you are connected to a power way greater than any of the pettiness that may be around you, you can stand firmly in that powerful light. So this says, dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive. Allow yourself to be radically open to the abundance, the joy, the success, the recognition that is coming for you as a powerful leader. Step fully into your power and let it make you new. Okay, so that's the piece that we see in your overview, Paul 2. And now let's take a look at what actions do you need to take to fully step into this abundance, into this grace. All right. And you've got metamorphosis. Beautiful. 25, which is a 7, which is a very powerful number. And this is about you. You are going through, not only is the warrior arising, Paul 2, but I'm hearing like different songs and phrases in my head, like a change is going to come. I'm going to be made fresh, anew. Create in me an open mind and a clean heart. Create in me a clean heart, dear Lord. So you are becoming a new being, okay? You are, when a snake sheds its skin, it is really letting go what is behind it, right? And you're beyond the shedding, if you will. Like the shedding has taken place sometime, which can be painful. That part can be painful, but you've come to a place where you are now awakening. It's like you've been healing from the pain, the deception, the loss, or whatever has occurred, and you are made anew by the strength that you have gathered from your past experiences and stepping fully into your light. Okay. So this is beautiful. You are at the place, where, the caterpillar dies unto themselves and they like dissolve into themselves, but then they emerge, right? And so you're at the place of emergence, that beautiful place where you're beginning to peek out of the cocoon and your beautiful wings are becoming open slowly but surely, and the sun is dancing on you. Like this is beautiful, really, really beautiful. Allow yourself to step into your own inner power and you will find your inner peace. All right. That's what I'm hearing very strongly. Now I pulled some tarot to really look at what actions do you need to take to fully embrace this. And you've got the 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, okay, and the 4 of Cups. Okay. So this is the key thing for you all, Paul, too, is patience. All right. So while you're at the place of emergence, you may, because you're at the place of emergence, actually, you may have for some time been in this little caterpillar cocoon. You could have for some time been in a place of dying unto yourself, shedding your skin. And that has not been fun, and it may have been quite painful. Okay. But the thing is that you are literally on the precipice of emergence. You're on the precipice of emergence. And what is being called for you is to be patient. To be patient. The 7 of Pentacles is all about you've laid the harvest. Things are going to be coming in. You're not yet seeing the blossoms and the blooms, but they are on their way. So you are being asked to be patient, and to be consistent. Continue to do your work, continue to meditate, continue to go within, continue to connect with others, continue to master whatever it is that you're mastering in your life, either about yourself or about your craft or about your work or about your relationships, whatever it may be. Continue to do the work, okay? And there you've got the Hermit card, which says, use your inner light. Let your inner light be your guide. Trust and know that you are deeply connected to a power much greater than yourself, and that guidance is right there closer to you than breath. But you need to be still enough. This is what the Hermit calls for you to be still enough, in solitude enough, to actually hear the whispers of the divine, to hear the whispers of your soul. The divine comes in whispers, whereas the outside external world can be extremely loud and sometimes overpowering, so much so that we can't even hear ourselves. So there is a call here for you to be able to go within, and to not only go within, but to trust the divine guidance that you are hearing. Okay? Trust the divine guidance that you are hearing. And then you've got the Four of Cups here. Now, this is about, do not focus on that which you have lost. The Four of Cups can talk about apathy, not seeing what the divine is bringing into you, and yet focusing like, I'm so tired of this. I have lost this, this, and this. What else am I going to lose, right? And putting your focus on the negative of what has been lost. And I will tell you that you are a very powerful creator. And as a powerful creator, if you focus on the lack, if you focus on what has been lost, you will see more of the loss. All right, loves? So it's really important that you focus on what is coming in for you, what the divine is trying to give you. Turn your focus to what you are grateful for that which you want to multiply in your life, for the leadership that you want to step into. Take a leadership role within your own mind, body, and spirit. Allow yourself to be the trainer, if you will, of your mind and heart, the trainer of your thoughts. Okay? Take leadership over your thoughts, your heart, your mind, and your soul, and you will see the transformation. But I'm going to tell y'all, for you, your transformation is on your way, no matter what you do, no matter what action you take. This guidance is to help to make the process easier for you. If you allow patience to come into your spirit, if you allow yourself the time and space to go within, and if you allow yourself to train your thoughts, do not allow yourself to fall into a place of apathy or concern, then you will see that this transformation will be as beautiful as it's meant to be for you. Okay? So hold on, beloved, because beautiful things are coming, and you have the strength. You have more power than you know. All right? Hold on, because it's coming. All right? And then your final guidance here, you got obligation. Stop telling yourself you should. Stop telling yourself you should when you cater to others or to unnecessary expectations of yourself. You stop your flow of abundance. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, let it go. Okay? Let it go. The obligation that you have is to your soul, to the divine, to your journey and purpose on your path. That is your obligation. Oftentimes we think our obligation is around some petty stuff that is happening within our life. If it is not connected and guided to you by the divine, if it is not connected to your purpose, to your soul's growth, to the way that you are supposed to impact the world, it is not your obligation. Let it go so that you have more space and time to do that which you are meant to do. Okay? And you will only know this by going within. Go within. All right? And your final message here. TikTok. I have a piece, a poetry piece called TikTok. What you waiting on? That clock don't stop. So, TikTok is about the significance and insignificance of time. All right. So I know that that's a little bit of a contradiction, but the message here that I'm getting intuitively, and I'm also looking to see what the actual message here is that time for you, that I don't know why this camera is moving back and forth. So if it's weird, hopefully it won't be in the thing when we edit all this, but TikTok is about understanding divine timing. Okay. Understanding that you are an eternal being, that yes, there are things that need to happen within certain time, but being aware that divine timing is not your timing. Okay. It's not our human timing. It looks different at times. Okay. And so this talks about timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way. Okay, a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld. Didn't I say that, y'all? What is yours will never be withheld. Okay? Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. May not come when you want it to, but he's always on time. All right. So that is your key message. All right. To understand that you're in a timeless situation. All right. Beautiful things are going to be emerging for you. You need to step into your power, allow your dragon fire to flow. Know that you are a leader within your community and that your community is waiting on you to be able to do that. All right. Let go of petty obligations and step into knowing what is your inner obligation to your soul's growth into the divine. What is your key purpose? That is where your obligation lies. And have patience, love, because your harvest has been planted. You're simply waiting for it to blossom and bloom. Have patience. Do not give up hope. Lean into your inner peace and trust in your inner knowing. All right. You are on the precipice of metamorphosis. So embrace it. Embrace it with joy, y'all. Embrace it with joy and gratitude, and you'll see beautiful things emerge. All right. All right, y'all. That's what I see for pile number 2. So I will see you next time, and I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3. So it is time for your reading. And just as a reminder, we're looking at what is going to be blossoming for you next. And so you were drawn into this beautiful dream stone. And I love how it went so well with this first card, which is card 29, Water Dragon, Manifesting Your Dreams. So I feel like there's going to be an opportunity here for you to be able to see something that you have longed for, wished for, hoped for, prayed for, come to fruition. So we're going to look at the situation around it, and then we will also look at what actions you need to take to help this to come to be. I love the beauty within this card. Not only the beauty, but what would I say, like the energy. It almost feels jubilant, right? You've got the sun and then the motion of the ocean, if you will. It almost seems as if this water dragon is in fact playing, joyful, childlike in a way, in regards to the existing within the power of the elements. So what that's really telling me and what I'm really hearing is that, like, you that a very powerful dream will be opening for you to be able to play amongst it. It also lends me to the thought of follow your joy, right? I believe in that wholeheartedly, just as it is. We are the Abundant Joy Tarot channel. But I also have really come to understand joy as a key from the divine and something that helps us to discern that which is our purpose and that which we are meant to do on this plane at this time. So follow your joy. What is it that brings you joy? What are the dreams that you've been holding on to? Allow those to come to mind. The other thing I just heard is you are not forgotten and your dreams are not forgotten. So allow yourself the gift of dreaming bigger and dreaming further and keeping them in the forefront of your mind, because as a creator, that is the way that you're able to bring them manifest. Don't let them get shoved to the back of the closet of your mind. Bring them forward. All right, so that being said, let's get into this. So I did pull a tea leaf. Let's see what you got. You got shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business, Fox. Okay, so it may be that this is a dream that has to do with your abundance or your purpose, the work that you want to do in life. And there's an opportunity for you. And when I think of shrewdness kind of has a negative connotation to it. But what I'm really getting here is just a sense of like having a clear focus, right? Looking at things closely. When you're shrewd, you're really looking at the details of things and making sure you understand the whole down to the minutia of what it is that's coming into being. And then you've got shrewdness and resourcefulness. So this sense of like understanding that there's more than one way to get something done, right? So making sure that you're keeping an open mind about how you're getting to the manifestation of your dream, okay? That there are multiple paths to be able to get that. One of my prayers on a regular basis is, Divine, I know that you are innovative. I know that you are creative. I know that you are able to solve problems deeper and richer than I could ever imagine. So show me your wonder. Show me your magic. I'm ready to witness the unfoldment of the complexity of my dreams. You know, just let it be known that you are ready and available for any way to get to where you need to go. And then begin to look at what you have already been provided with, because understand that we don't get a dream without the resources, the ability, the tools to be able to make it manifest. So it's already there. So it's just maybe a matter of you getting clear about how to be resourceful with what you have. Okay, so let's look at an overview of the situation with the tarot cards that I pulled. And you've got beautiful, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor. Okay, come on, y'all. And the Eight of Wands. Listen. Okay, this is beautiful. So with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, this is really saying that things are moving, right? Things are moving. And not only that, but you got the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands really talks about when we're talking about something manifesting, it's like this is the fastest card in the deck. That means that things are going to be happening very, very quickly. And I love that this particular Eight of Wands is like in the stars. And it's almost like they're shooting arrows. It's like the divine, your guards, your guardians, all that which you desire is coming to fruition, and it may actually come to fruition faster than you deemed possible. Even if it seems like it's been slow in coming, things are going to begin to speed up. Okay, it's almost like hang on for the ride. And then in the middle here, you've got this powerful Emperor card. Now, what do we know about the Emperor? The Emperor is the king of all kings, right? He is an emperor, so he's not just seeing kingdoms, he's seeing empires with multiple kingdoms in them. The thing that is most important about the Emperor is that he or she, love that she's a she here, is strategic or non-binary, but she, they, he are strategic. Okay, that is what makes the emperor successful. Okay, and so we already got the word of you needing to be resourceful. Well, an emperor is going to be resourceful. They're going to be thinking about the whole picture and then determining how to maneuver through that picture. Okay, so tap into your emperor energy, because this is about you being successful. This is you being resourceful. This is you being strategic in the ways in which you are manifesting your dreams. Okay. And so that is very powerful. So one of the things that we need to know about the situation is that the fates are turning in your direction. Okay. So you may have been in a situation where you've wanted something, you've desired something for some time, and it hasn't been moving, or it's been moving very, very slowly. Or you may have even almost forgotten about the dream because you sort of tossed it as it's not really a possibility. But what's happening right now is that things are shifting to open new portals, new possibilities for you to be able to make a dream manifest. And so you're being called upon to step into your leadership, to step into your strategic thinking, and get ready for the ride, because things are going to start moving very quickly and you can pull on those things. Sometimes we come to a place, like a point in the road of our soul journey, right? In which, you may be out somewhere and somebody says, hey, I need somebody to do X, Y, and Z. And this may have been something that you did way back multiple years ago or whatever. And thought, God, I love doing that, but I hadn't really thought about it, and it comes back to the forefront. Okay. So what I'm wanting you to do is just to be mindful that things do not stay as they are, and that for you in particular, the tides are turning in your direction. So that which may have seemed like an impossibility before is all of a sudden going to be standing before you. And what you need to do is to step fully into your emperor power. Be strategic about how it is that you're moving and move forward. Embrace the tides turning in your direction. Okay. So that's what I have. Now I'm going to look now at what shadow do you need to be mindful of in the situation. So what is something that you just need to pay further attention to? Okay. And you got paralyzed. Okay. This is very important. Okay. So not being able to move forward can overwhelm and create a sense of fear, but standing still can be just as frightening. At least moving forward can create change. And so this is important, because sometimes when we begin to get the thing that we wish for, the thing that we prayed for, the thing that we dreamed about, that we tossed away and thought was never going to happen, it's almost like being in shock. And so we're like a deer in headlights and we're not moving. But this right here is telling you that things are going to be moving very quickly. Do not question yourself. Act. Okay. Do not question yourself. Act. Do not stand there like a deer in headlights when somebody says to you, hey, I want to make you an offer to do da. And you're like, I would have jumped at that 10 years ago, right? Because that was the dream, but I just thought it would never happen. So now here it is in your face. What are you going to do? And so the divine is saying, beloved, do not stand paralyzed. Breathe and take action. Okay? Because you have everything that you need to be able to make that dream manifest. All right? So just be mindful of the ways in which you are paralyzed. Are there things, opportunities, people, places, and things that have been open to you in which you find yourself in a place of stillness and unable to take action or move yourself forward in some way? This can be a coping mechanism, right? I'm just going to be paralyzed in this. I'm just going to, I just don't know which way to move. And so therefore you don't make any move. No. You step into the emperor does not hesitate to make a decision. He or she or they do it strategically. They just decide what they need to do and then begin to take steps in that action. They do not stand paralyzed in their leadership role, and you are asked to not be paralyzed either. And the abundant card that goes along with that card is self-love, Love this. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Okay, so you are being called upon in a new way to embrace all that you believed possible for yourself as a child. You know, as children coming in, we're very clear about what it is that we want to do and what we dream about and what might be possible. And we may put together things. I myself wanted to be a roller skating nurse at one point. We may put together things that seem illogical, okay? But I could be a roller skating nurse if I still wanted to be, right? So what does that inner child, what were the dreams of your childhood that you have somehow let go to the wayside? And how can they be manifest now? Because things are shifting in your direction, beloved. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to take a look at what action do you need to take to be able to bring these things into fruition, okay? And I've pulled an oracle card and some tarot cards. In the oracle card, now this is interesting. So you've got deep freeze. Now, deep freeze, whereas I've been talking about you need to move, you need to take action because things are going to come very quickly. But this card indicates to me that there are some things that you do need to be still on. You need to take a rest on. You need to allow things to unfold without putting a lot of energy on them. In particular, if there are things where there is conflict, okay, arguments, fights, disagreements, differences of opinion, right, in terms of moving forward. I'm seeing this in particular in my mind's eye around relationship. So there may be that there are some relationships that are in conflict with dreams that you have that are going to become manifest. And what this card is really saying is that you're not going to be able to fully resolve what the issues are within the relationship, and that they need to be on a bit of a deep freeze, if you will, a stillness. Don't agitate them, right? Just allow them to be. And I believe what I'm hearing clearly, let the divine handle those pieces of conflict that steer you away from your purpose and your dreams, okay? So it's almost like you, and this is another way that an emperor walks, right? Or walks in their walk. There are times when an emperor makes the decision to walk away, okay? Because that is the most strategic move to make in the moment. That maybe they could conquer it, maybe they could fight, maybe they could do any number of actions in the situation. But as they review the whole situation, they realize the best thing for me to do here is to step away. The best thing for me to do here is to be still and quiet and go about my business in another direction. Okay, so that may be the case for you all, and you'll know very clearly what I'm talking about if this is resonating with you. Okay, that there may be some people, places, or things that are either toxic or just disagreeable in terms of you being able to make manifest the things that the universe and the divine is showing you are opening for you to be able to make manifest in terms of your dreams. Okay. So pay attention, follow your joy, right? And don't follow the conflict. All right. Follow your joy and not the conflict. So that's the first thing. Now let's look at what other actions do you need to be taking. So you've got the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, okay, what is that? And the Tower. Okay. So what you got here in terms of the actions you need to take to be able to make your dreams manifest. First of all, the Ace of Swords is going to be a beginning, and it talks about swords always represent your mental capacity, your ideas, your thoughts. And so this is about embracing your ideas, embracing new ideas. Sometimes I get this sense of like having a download, if you will, from spirit or God, where it's like a lightning flash of like, aha, this is what you need to do, or this is what I need to do, right? This is the project I need to work on, or oh, all of a sudden I get like a connection between like, oh, I could use my skill in being able to read and use my skill in being able to coach and come up with a workshop that's going to help people connect to their intuitive guidance, and also heal their inner child, right? And so I'll get these like little divine downloads. It's like a flash, right? A flash of lightning, a flash of insight, okay? That's what the Ace of Swords represents. So you may have like an idea that has come to the forefront. And what I'm also hearing for you all is that some of you, it could be a dream, like I said, like a dream that was something in the past, but all of a sudden you get kind of a new influx of energy or idea about it, about how you can make it manifest. And you're being asked to listen to that and follow that insight, follow that deep thought, okay? Now, what you may need to do is to reach out for a wise leader, advisor, elder, teacher to support you in being able to move forward on that dream. So now you're looking for someone who is going to be in alignment with your enlightenment and your unfolding, all right? And this is the Hierophant. This is about finding that mentor, that teacher that helps to elevate your way of being and thinking. And because we're talking about what actions do you need to take to better manifest your dreams, because that is what is awakening for you, then we're looking at, is there like a mentor or a guide that's already doing what it is that you want to do, that you can reach out to and get more information about, or that is in your orbit and understand some aspect of it and can shed more light or introduce you to other people that may be in alignment with what your dream is, okay? And then finally, you're going to have to let go of something that you have been holding on to too tightly. I feel like this is going back to the Deep Freeze card. So this may be in regards to relationship, but you've got the Tower card. The Tower card is when the universe comes in and says, beloved, I've been telling you to let this go, okay? I've been telling you for some time. I kind of whispered it for a while, and then I got a little louder, and you're kind of not listening, okay? So the universe says, yeah, we're done with this because this is causing you harm. It's keeping you from your purpose. It's keeping you from moving forward. The worst thing that you can do in the Tower is try to hold on for dear life for something that is literally collapsing under your feet, okay? The best thing to do in a Tower is to let go and free fall into the arms of the divine that will never fail you, all right? That's what it is. So this is really telling you in terms of the action that you need to take. Follow your insights. Follow your internal wisdom. Trust yourself, okay? Trust the ideas that you're being influxed with. Look for teachers, advisors, coaches, wise leaders, and elders that may be in alignment with your past and your flashes of insight, okay? Go to them, ask for their coaching, their guidance, their insight, whatever it may be. And at the same time, let go of that which is no longer serving you. Don't try to hold on to things that are not working. Just release your hands of it. If it is meant to be yours, it will be there, okay? If it is not, it will go about its deep freeze, right? It can, go on its little slumber because you don't need that anyway. You need all of your energy and focus to be toward that which is going to bring you joy, okay? So that's what I got for your actions. Now let's look at your final guidance. And you've got deception. Now this is interesting because this came up in pile 2 in terms of deception. So if that was calling to you, if you felt called to pile 2, check it out. If not, no worries. But this says you're not seeing the entire picture of a person or situation. It may be purposely withheld from you, or you may be choosing to look the other way or betray yourself in some way. It's time to gain clarity. And y'all, I really feel like this is being tied to your Tower situation here, because oftentimes we don't really get to the Tower moment unless we have fallen under deception or allowed ourselves to deceive ourselves, right? Because if we're listening to our inner wisdom and guidance, we already know that we've been told that this individual cannot be trusted. This situation is not going to be healthy. This, place, this organization, whatever it may be, is not for me at this time. I need to let it go. But for whatever reason, it's not always easy to do that. And there's no shame in the game, okay? But it is important for you to get to the point where you realize no more. No ma'am, no sir, no more. We cannot continue with this, okay? And so it's time to let go and move on. No longer deceiving yourself, looking yourself clear in the eye and being honest and truthful about what it is that you most desire, what brings you joy, what does not bring you joy, what is causing you harm, okay? And what you need to do to bring more wealth, health, and prosperity into your life, okay? You can do this. You got this, all right? You got this. But even though sometimes it can be challenging, okay? So that is the guidance. And then your final guidance here, round and round. Look at that. There is such abundance and beauty in this card. And my first initial insight on this, and this is a 2-5, which is a 7. And 7 to me is a very spiritual number. And it is really talking about this sort of sense of like rebirth, right? This, not just rebirth, but spiritual rebirth, okay? And round, you know, what I'm kind of getting here is that like I said, I really do feel like this is some kind of dream that may have been either long forgotten or just has been very, very, very slow in coming. And it's important for you to understand that nothing is wasted in the journey, okay? Things go round and round, okay? Things come back and we learn something. We go deeper in our understanding and knowing of it, okay? Now, this particular card says, the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. So again, this feels like it's really going toward this sense of needing to let something go. The Tower, because like I said, the Tower is not the first thing that shows up, okay? When we're listening, the divine is telling us, okay? We already have gotten clues. It should not be a shock. This should be very clear to you all who are listening to this reading. If this resonates with you, you know what I'm talking about. You know what situation, you know what person, you know what event, because you've already gotten the whispers from your soul about this situation. It just has not been easy to do what you need to do, okay? So that's what this card is really calling on, like the divine is really saying it. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and the lessons learned, okay? So the divine is saying, you've got this. You've got the inner guidance and wisdom you need to let go of what you need to let go of so you can fully manifest. The divine is saying, do not let yourself be paralyzed. When you know it is time to move forward, move forward. Move forward, because you're moving into a place of beauty, abundant, and dreams fulfilled, okay? So allow that to be where your energy and focus is. And finally, lean on self-love. Love yourself, beloved. Love yourself, okay? Love yourself. Love that inner child that's waiting for you to take their hand and take them toward their dreams, to their blossoming dreams in this beautiful background, okay? So anyway, that is what I have for you all today. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel, let other people know that we're here. Drop an emoji. I did not say which emojis to drop in there. Drop in any emoji, okay? Anything. A heart, a star, just letting me know that you did it, you know, that you resonated with it. You can put like power 1 and a star or heart or whatever. If you don't have something more to say, Comments always help within just getting the video out. And so that's that. This is the Abundant Joy Tarot. I am Ade. It's been my pleasure and my honor to do this reading for you today, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, have a great day. Bye.